Things didn't work out for them, but let's go ahead and focus on game number 4. Granite Gaming finding their first win in this best-of-5 series. Can they find a second one?
Yeah, that is.
We're going to Volskaya Foundry. Granite Gaming with the choice of Battleground.
It means that we're having the first pick now, so Urel, that's what I want to see. Very likely that Genji is going to get banned. I would say that 3 bans are going to stay the same here. Against Method, you want to stick to the bans unless you really have a good feeling about facing either off against Medivh or against Abathur. But very likely that Granite Gaming is going to ban the 2 of them again. And I really want to see what happens on Method side, because Genji, I feel, is going to be a ban. But then what do you do with Urel? Is that now a situation where now that you are first pick for the first time, you're saying like, hey, bring it. We're going to ban something else. We're going to get rid of even Hanzo. Hanzo for Mimecraft is a hero you can totally ban out. And then what happens? Are you going to get your Urel as a first pick? Or do they still say, no, we just feel we don't want to play her, but I can't see that. I really think they're going to switch it up now.
I think if they actually do allow for Urel to get through, I think even another option too would just take away the Zeratul, take away any type of confidence that is available for Granite Gaming, make sure that's not available. Because you know they can move the Diablo and the Hanzo, but taking one of those 3 away, Diablo, Hanzo, or Zeratul seems like the best route here for Method to be able to secure the victory and take away from this entire setup that Granite Gaming has shown time and time again this entire season.
I mean, personally, if I'm Method, I'm really looking to ban a different second hero. I would go for to pick Urel for myself very likely.
Yeah.
And just I would probably ban out Hanzo and try and play around the Zeratul. Ban Zeratul in the 3rd spot if I get to that part.
Sure.
But very likely Granit would have to confirm to Zeratul before that happens. Now again, keep in mind, Method switched it up a little bit in the last game as well, where they didn't ban Urel, but they banned the Haka, but that was also because of the naps, so it had a huge impact on it too. They themselves didn't commit to didn't even commit to Urel. They went into Leoric instead, but that was also because you want to have the double soak between lanes.
Sure.
I feel for this map, for Volskaya, you're talking a bit of a different game. Urel and Blaze are the 2 offlaners that get the most value here.
I think the more I think about it, I think I actually agree with you with taking out the Hanzo. At least with it being Volskaya Foundry, if you can win the first couple of control points, you know you could earn an advantage on the battleground to move into the late game and be in a great spot.
I just feel pressuring Memecraft is going to give you more than pressuring
Raid Boss.
Raid Boss, yeah.
All right, well, we'll see what happens here for Method. Let's head straight into our bans that are pretty typical for both of our teams. Will Granite Gaming consider banning out Abathur and Medivh?
I mean, it should be. I'd be shocked if they... I mean, again, you could try, but it's putting your tournament life or your playoff life on the line here if you go away from the normal MO. What else threatens you that much that you're saying we have to get rid of it? And there's Urel again, and they're not switching it up.
Wow.
It's really interesting to me. Method seems to be not willing to commit to an early Urel here on their part, considering how highly Athero speaks about the hero and how much they have run with it in the past. Something definitely changed in the way they approach it. They don't, it feels to me more and more that they don't really value Urel high enough to commit to her early on in the draft, but they also think that she's still so powerful that they don't want to give her over to an opponent. It just feels the priority has dropped for them, but they still don't like playing against her because of how impactful she can be.
Could still be a case of, hey, we just feel like we need to get these certain main tanks out, or these certain damage dealers out. Let's go ahead and just take away Urel. We know you're great on other heroes, and you want to make sure that you can win those lanes, but Urel is the one linchpin that we have to take away. I think I agree with you. That might just be the full approach they're going for, because they've gone for a Diablo or a tank or some kind of major adjustment in these last few rounds for them that allows them to have at least a main tank there.
Main tank was part of every single rotation that they threw out so far. Diablo committed to twice when he was taken away. It was an immediate Muradin shift. And Diablo, again, fully committed as the first pick here. The 2-3 is going to be super interesting for Method, though. But Granite Gaming, is it going to be the Hanzo commitment?
It has to be, right?
I would assume so.
Hanzo and Deckard. Good old 1-2 coming out. Bread and butter for Granite Gaming, and they'll adjust on the fly later on. The 3-4, now the 2-3.
Now, they have the offlane highly prioritized too. We see a lot of teams that go into the offlane on the last 2 picks, or even in the last pick. For Method, it was a bit different. They usually get it in that rotation. And now you can really say, okay, is Blaze the hero that gives you the extra sustain on Volskaya that you are looking for? Or is it, again, an adjustment towards the safe throw here? Neither. AD and Curson first committed. Again, Maiev, and we have Tyrande with it. So the Diablo Tyrande setup, Maiev to force additional fights. She is great on this map.
Yeah.
a lot of choke points that you can use around the objective, especially at the top and bottom side.
Get ADRDs here, so you don't have to worry about a third ban. You get Toronto, which was banned by Granit Gaming in game number 3. So just making sure that you're completely set up and well equipped to go through this ban phase. Granit Gaming thinking pretty hard about what they want to take away. Typically, damage would be something you would look at here that you're afraid of. They take away the Gold Dan, making sure that Method will not have that there. But Nick will have plenty of options here. Chromie even being an option too with their latest buffs.
I could definitely have seen them also target the solo lane again, because you still pick up your own solo laner. If you can deny one, you're already taken away. You could eliminate, let's say, you eliminate the Haka or Blaze, you pick the other, or you get rid of Thrall. Definitely push them into a certain niche.
Method.
Main tank.
Gul'dan, yeah. I was wondering if they might go the Leoric route too.
Yeah, Garrosh picked out for them, yeah. Leaves us with Muradin and Johanna. Both of them played by them in the past. Johanna, more so what we see from Granit Gaming, has a preference.
Be good here too against Maiev, Diablo, Tirana. You need that Iron Skin. Gives you wave clear as well. The only issue you have with Johanna is it seems like Granit Gaming lacks the commitment in fights when it comes to Johanna. They don't fully go for blow-up competition, so I am a little bit worried about it in that regard. But in terms of safety, Johanna works, and there's Blaze too.
And the Blaze, yeah, that doesn't really come as a surprise. Again, that's the moment where I could really have seen it banned out too, just because of that. But Johanna makes perfect sense for the reasons that we pointed out. You have the follow-up there, has good sustain at the front line.
So what is this, Thrall and a range damage?
I mean, Phoenix is still open, so you could go into Phoenix too if you really wanted, and Nick played that a lot.
Ooh, with Blaze coming in too. Planet Cracker to blow up those bunkers, something we've seen in the past. Probably not so much as coming out, but still. Ooh, it's Mephisto, actually.
We have Mephisto.
Okay.
As we said, it's one of the teams that really played a lot with Miffy.
Miffy? You got a nickname for him? A little pet name?
Miffy runs, yeah.
A little cute Miffy.
All right, a little bit of hatred.
All right, what's your final pickup here, Granit Gaming? A little bit more damage, obviously. Is this going to be a Zeratul again? Just rip it. Junkrat.
All right.
Can they get kills here? Granit got Hanzo, you got Junkrat.
I mean, yeah, you have Blessed Shield, Lockdown through Deckard Kane, and then play. I feel you have a lot of CC that you can use.
Sure.
And Junkrat has the isolation, you can follow up on any kind of stun, and then push the target into the backline. But again, if you're looking at Maiev, Diablo, Tyrande, if you want to force fights, those three are also going to do incredibly well. I like, again, what Method has. I really like the last draft was a bit more weird. Granit had also that Zeratul Illidan setup. We're talking a bit about more streamlined drafts here. It's scary what Method has. It all comes down to how much value Mephisto gets.
I look at this and I think Maiev and Mephisto are going to have such a field day, especially around team fights. Mephisto's going to be able to drop down so much damage in these fights, and if he has that cleanup later on, being able to drop down the Channeled Soul should be completely easy. I don't know, I'm looking at this. Even fighting around objectives should be strong enough for Method because of their ability to force the issue. Sure, there's safe options for Granit Gaming, but I love what Method has here.
Maiev alone can force so many fights in these choke points. So we're gonna go in. Fourth map of the game, of the match. ADRD again on Maiev. Bad Benny on his Diablo for the third time in this series. Nick on Maiev, my bad. ADRD on Mephisto. Ethereal Angel on Thrall, and Curson on Tyrande.
On the right side, in the red, Memecraft on Hanzo, Darkmock on Blaze, Wolfjo on Deckard Kane, Nande on Johanna, and Raid Boss to play Junkrat.
So for Mephisto, we have Anger taken again, the German talent on level 1. Cooldown reduction here as well, in the basic abilities. There are a couple of adjustments that you can go for with Mephisto, and I mean, we've seen that in the past quite a bit, especially around the level 7 and your level 1. There's a few things, but in this case, it's all about the basic attacks again for ADRD.
For that cooldown reduction, even when you walk in and drop in a little bit of damage, you can get 1 to 2 attacks. Always great for your cooldown. See, look at that. Already having his ring up once again. Then Benny goes for a bit of a combo, and Darkmock, who will drop down the Pyromaniac, is able to survive, getting that armor up.
I mean, Anger is still a talent. We have seen it several times, but the malicious intent and the spell power that you get through it is still the most picked talent in the competitive scene here. But we have seen that particular style here from ADRD already a few times. Also, Curson is holding stronger with that Holderai resistance that he has on level 1, getting the spell power in. against, especially Junkrat, of course. Highly valuable. Not really afraid of the CC that can come out from Granit Gaming, even though there's plenty. It just feels like, in general, they made a choice that talent, the spell armor, is the superior one over the cleanse, no matter what is on the other side. I guess if you have like a CC on every single hero, they would probably swap it up a bit. But it feels in terms of priorities, at least for Curson himself, this is currently his go-to.
It's nice that's additive too. Jumps on top of it, it comes to spell armor for anyone here. Diablo with his soul shield here at level 1 should be able to get the natural spell armor that he's going to be able to pop whenever he needs that at 25. But then also adding on top of what comes in from Tyrande, suddenly you're hitting near 45, 50 spell armor coming in for you, and that's pretty darn helpful.
Yeah. It's like, stun him all day, we don't care, because you know what? He doesn't take damage.
He will destroy in that regard. So there we go. 4 on the way here.
Early game, what are we usually looking at? At this point, both of the teams are going to be eyeing the healing beacon, the biotic emitter here. And that's normally when, with this setup that we're having, Granit Gaming would have the edge because they already have this setup with Deckard Cain. They have the displacement through Junkrat. So if they want to go for that, they would probably be more so the team to make the move. But we'll have both teams just eye that robot and see, okay, is someone committing? And then you have to answer the question, are we contesting or are we just going to leave it be?
Especially because you have Thrall on the bottom lane trying to finish that quest, but he's already close to finishing, 15 out of 20, and Diablo's trying to build up his stacks. Diablo coming in for an aggressive gank on Darkmonk here, who finds himself down the bottom left by the conveyor belts. Oh man, that combo just is not working out for Bad Bunny and Curson. Hasn't mattered so far though.
I'm actually going to be honest. I am shocked that it's so difficult for a lot of the teams that we've seen to land the combo with Diablo and Tyrande. That is a combo that was established years ago when both of those heroes were just hard meta and played all the time. And that it's such a problem for some of these teams to get the synergy between those two heroes correct is... It's honestly disappointing.
Especially because, yeah, sure, 1 through 3 you're missing out on range, but the moment you get Lunar Blaze at level 4 and you get that additional 40% range, all you gotta do is just have the timing down, right? Something that you should practice.
It's also, in that case, you're already ganking someone in a 3 versus 1, and you have literally 10 seconds to be like, okay, while you're walking down, so how are we gonna do this? Do you want me to stun before, after the flip? Do you want to go for the wall bash? Do you call it? Do I call it? Like, it's... If it happens once, twice, okay, it happens. But this has been consistent.
Well, we do have a fight over the point that's moving up toward the 60%, nearly 70 here for Method. Bad Bunny's able to get out, and here comes ADRD, and he is electrocuting everyone here. One member falls. Darkmonk might be next to. Boom, there's some more damage, and Nanda tries to retreat.
Deadmog, if you ask me. There comes another stun, and they're trying to go for the triple. Nanda attacked. Thrall, though, blown up, and Bad Benny thrown by Junkrat into a really bad spot, but the fight's not over yet by a long shot. Wolf Joe in trouble, keeps himself alive. Nick and Benny both jumping out. Huge, huge fight here, but it's an advantageous trade for Method.
ADRD was left completely uncontested in that fight. He got off, what, 5, 6 Lightning Novas?
Yeah.
Just slowly shredding his opponents. And it's weird, because Mephisto's one of these heroes that you watch, and you don't really see the damage that he's doing. It gets inflated over time, but if he's able to pop out that many rings, especially going to the late game, I'm terrified.
You put it the best way. You don't always see the impact of Mephisto right away. And it's always when you look at his damage numbers later, you're like, really? When did that happen?
Yeah.
It's like, what killed me? And then you look at the numbers and you're like, huh, look at that. But yeah, it's not this like impact one target that you have with a lot of the heroes that throw out a particular spell and you see directly, okay, this is what he does. But just with that ability to hit multiple heroes at once and then someone to follow up on it, it can be very deceptive.
If you see a Mephisto get 2 to 3 Lightning Novas off in a fight, you know it's been a good fight for him. ADRD comes in with the first Lightning Nova. Darkmonk comes in with a Jet Propulsion, hits Ethereal. He's going to be able to get away, though, thanks to some heals coming in from Curson and himself. Turret pops in, and so far, Method is winning the turret tug of war. Able to step up now, and Bad Benny just waiting for a combo that he can find on somebody.
Method here again. Oh, nice dodge. Darkmonk not getting the stun in. Mephisto again with a damage rate. Was very low here. Needs to be careful. He's not the only one. Darkmonk again gets tethered in. Nick is low, and Darkmonk barely surviving. Barely getting kept alive by Deckard Cain as we have Method moving in for the point and trying to get the Protector. And this is looking like a win for them.
And it is, and here we go. Detector comes out for Method, and this is where they can find advantage. Immediately opening up this front wall here in the front, trying to put some damage on top of those turrets, and should rotate the top lane per usual. We'll see them jump on experience. Granit Gaming on the other side will be doing their best to mitigate the experience gain here from Method.
Already 7 ghastly armor, 4 ADR on his Mephisto, trying to get the extra armor here to keep himself alive. But good start for Method. Nearly level 10, gonna hit that any second. Trying to prep the top lane for the second objective, and in the meantime, the rest of the team splitting into the middle and bottom to get more experience. Method looking strong in game number 4.
There we go. 10 connects. Looking over to Heroics, it should be locked in here soon. Sundering continues to be the option for Method. Maiev, we'll see if she's going to be moving to that containment disc, or if we're going to be getting the Warden's Cage. Feels like Warden Cage would be nice here against Granit Gaming. However, if you do want to stop a bunker play from happening, or even a Digger Kane getting off a big stay and while listen / Tornado, containment disc can be used. ADRD in trouble, trying to escape from this 3-man gank. Blessed Shield gets popped. ADRD trying to retreat. Here's a Lightning Nova. Can he get out?
No way.
He's getting out. Ethereal with the body blocks. Arrow! Oh my gosh.
Wow, 80 already with a dodge, but that arrow was timed so well. I mean, let's face it, that was a fantastic arrow and a great reaction from 80 already. Having the peace of mind and just the awareness of realizing that that arrow is coming, even though you're focused so hard on if someone can catch you here at the bottom in that fight, that was actually really impressive. Jumps out on it. But what a situation.
The funny part, too, is knowing ADRD's face, he didn't show an ounce of emotion the entire time.
Yeah.
Dodge to Rogues. We're good, guys. We're good.
Didn't even smile. It's just like, arrow on cooldown.
Yeah, arrow on cooldown. Clear comms. You guys are talking too much. Method hits 11 on their way to level 12 right now. Granit Gaming, after that attempted to get a kill, but will now just take the consolation prize of a turret and maybe a mercenary camp at the top right. Method in a solid spot as they got that fort low in the top right.
Yeah, and of course taking the fountain out is the most important part, but now the fort is also about to fall. That definitely makes sure that there is no path of retreat. Diablo already fighting a little bit. They're bouncing off with Johanna here. Nothing too crazy, but it is the biotic emitter that they were aiming for. So Method right now, they must feel great. Top lane prepped, take the fort down, no path, no way to retreat. For Granit Gaming, you have the items, you have the biotic emitter, great position, and Benny already looking to maybe engage into a fight here.
Yeah, I thought Johanna was by himself.
Yeah, as they saw the rest of them coming in, they were already saying like, okay, maybe we should not really take this. We have 13 around the corner, let's just wait for that and not force a fight that would be fair.
Darkmark learning his lesson here, though, playing safe in the bottom lane as 13 connects for Method. We'll be having the control point up soon, but Granit Gaming is looking to get their own 13. They are a level behind, but that's typical whenever you play on Volskaya Foundry and you lose the first phase of Protector. You usually find yourself a level and a half behind. Yep. And it could be worse if you lose any members, so luckily for them, they didn't go that route.
The way the objective works, you usually get level 13 throughout the fight. You might have to give up quite a bit of progress for your opponent on the objective, but normally you can fight force the engagement at some point. Ethereal. It's actually attacked here, but is saved, and ADRD still weaves the damage in.
It's a moment when you're loving that you picked Ancestral Wrath instead of Follow Through. Just get the immediate heal so you can back up.
Curson, by the way, has only connected a single Rune of Flame since he hit level 4. He has 1 stack. And again, I'm not trying to put that on him, it's just like the coordination isn't there. Like, we don't really see those setups that we normally see. Of course, sometimes you try to throw out the normal Lunar Flare to see if you can connect with someone and stack that up slowly. But there's not a really happening around any kind of like Thrall engage, Diablo engage into a Lunar Flare. But they have to coordinate that properly throughout the team fights topside now, because this is when it's really going to matter.
I mean, I think it's an exhibit A of why we should bring the Owl build back. At least you can hit those, right? Get those stacks coming in. Give me a reason to play Tyrande again. I miss Owl build.
Of course you do.
I don't know if you noticed or not.
No, you do?
I do.
Tell me a little bit more about it later.
I'll tell you about it later on the cart ride home as we have control point. Be in control on the top. Granit Gaming the first tier, and they've hit 13 themselves. This is the most even team fight they'll get. The problem is there is a decent amount of items on the spot here for Method.
There's the stun. Now we're talking. Getting the stun follow up against Darkmork and a bit more damage in, and he is completely zoned. Darkmork is in a world of pain. The arrow is dodged. The bunker even forced out as well. The cage at the bottom as Johanna is trying to save Darkmork somehow. Gets pushed into a wall, and that's the end of Blaze.
Bad Benny just waiting for him to make the mistake, finally finishing up with that last shadow charge. And now for 20 seconds, there will not be a blaze on the field. Method are able to split up and start soaking and grab the control point.
Great trap, great isolation, completely going in on Blaze, and hitting the stun setup this time, the follow-up, and allowing your teammates to isolate him completely. Blaze got caught, nobody could even get close. He falls, he throws everything out, the bunker included, and it just doesn't matter. And that kill alone guarantees them more or less another objective. Or at least a massive lead in the second objective. Let's see if Granit Gaming is actually willing to contest that here.
Total of 3 lunar flare stacks. That's 300% more than earlier. A massive number. The support camp will be the one to be focused here on the top. Granit Gaming thinking about engaging. Stay a while Wilson comes off, but only Bad Benny gets hit. Mind to follow up afterwards, but Ethereal steps up.
We're going to talk about math at some point. But for now, we're seeing another big fight with Wolf Joe being low. Nanda also. The big lightning breath here. Nick survives. Well, no, scratch that. He doesn't, but it's a 1-for-1 trade as we see not only Maiev, but also Johanna fall, and the Protector is still in play.
16 right around the corner. Support camp grab, Protector coming in. Is this a keep here for Method? Are they going to push straight up for it? Looks like they are. Going straight to the top right?
Don't think they can. They will rotate, won't they? Maybe the wall, but fully go for the keep here. 12 minutes in, can they really make that happen? I kind of doubt that.
16 to 14, they're bringing Mephisto too. The only issue is they don't have Maiev, obviously, so this is going to be a 4-on-4 right now. Blaze is in the bottom lane.
Well, they're going for it. My biggest concern is really just that they're missing a hero.
Gotta hit the glove.
They go for it regardless. They want that keep. I thought they would try and get the experience lead through the mid lane and go for the fort instead because they're missing. But Blaze is bot lane, so they know that there's no one here.
Now, as long as they keep the gloves on top of this keep, they should be able to clear it up. Couple of punches, have to back away, but they're playing it nice and slow. And finally, with the last second charge, we have catapults in the top lane while Maiev sets up the middle.
I'm a bit torn. Do you think they would have committed if Blaze was at the defense and not soaking bot side?
No, they would have rotated down, taken the experience, opened up the first layer of defense, gotten the bottom fort too that has a well.
Because, yeah, you want to have the experience in Granit Gaming's perspective through Blaze, but giving up a keep feels really tricky, especially since that's a huge chunk of XP that Method now picked up as well.
To be fair, at the same time, you are 2.5, almost 3 levels behind. You need that experience to have a chance in the late game.
Yeah.
Definitely a trade-off for Granit Gaming.
But it's not like you're losing the XP downside, right? I'm not sure. Like, this is going to be tough, especially since we're having the last objective, or the next objective, not the last one, potentially the last one, spawning bot side. So the lane that is the farthest away will be the one pushing heavily. So it's a really uncomfortable position to be in if you're Granit Gaming.
Bottom fort well is done. Main focus for Method, but they're trying to get some more here too. As Bad Bunny scouts out, Granit Gaming trying to grab the turret in the top right. They know that item will be pivotal for them if they do want to fight around the control point.
Nah, that's not enough follow-up.
Not blessed enough.
There's no one here yet. Blaze wasn't in the spot yet. Junker just came in, so that's a cooldown used. It felt like a bit of desperation. Maybe not desperation, but pressure. Guys, we need to do something. We need to do something. Let's go in, let's go in. I got the blessed shield, and then just not the follow-up there. It's tough. I mean, you're falling behind items. You already have lost the position on the bot lane because your fountain is down. Your opponent doesn't have a fountain either, but it's like the fort is also so low that it's very likely going to be destroyed. The item advantage is the big one. In terms of experience, I would be shocked if Method would get that 20 before the objective, before it's there. Maybe if they can take a few more structures, if the fort bot lane falls and they get the one in the middle, maybe Method might be able to spiral it to 20 fast enough.
Sure.
But it's a bit unlikely with Granit Gaming reacting now.
Yeah, Method is going to take what experience they can, play as safe as possible, make sure not to burn any heroics, let those catapults do all the work for them in the top lane. That's the advantage of taking away that keep. And just build towards that late game and wait for Granit Gaming to send jump right over to defend, and that's where they can step up and grab what percentage they want to look for, or even that fort, as you were mentioning.
I mean, if Method finds a kill somewhere, that would be a different story. And they're already trying. Stun and nice. Actually slowing Darkmock down. Gets away. Barely here. Yeah, Nick was... If Nick closes that gap a bit quicker, if he's there in time to get a tether in, that would be fantastic for them. Great pressure, though.
Yeah, looking for the fort. Little by little. They get it lower and lower, still standing. Catapults grouping up at the top. Junkrat can clear that up again, thanks to that Ripper Air.
Yeah, and there's the control point.
Yeah.
Can they get structures? That's the main question now. I mean, we see Nick already on the way to the top left, trying to make sure that he's going to get the camp. They prepped that early, so now they time it with the objective, and that brings us back to what I said earlier. If you're in that position where it's the you prep the top lane by taking the keep down, you're in a fantastic spot. And this is a fight that could decide everything here. Arrow comes out, lightning breath, and Nero in a bit of trouble, but the biotic emitter already on the ground, the bunker being used as well. Here comes the Riptire, and Method is starting to go back in. The Sundering coming out, and Johanna dying.
ADRD coming in there, getting that Lightning Nova 2, looking at Darkmonk. Darkmonk on the retreat to the top right with the jet propulsion. Will be able to escape. No, Lunar Flare connects here from Curson. Oh no, follow-up, especially with Wolfjo bringing in the heals. But with one member picked off for Granite Gaming, Method very happy with that pick. They'll move over straight to the support camp.
At that point, you're just chilling. You're just saying, all right, boys, let's go down, take the objective. We nearly have 20. On the way down, they can even go for the fort in the middle if it's just about experience for them. They have nearly half a level. Athero is already taking the spot at the bot lane. You take another fort down. You already have the advantage in items. So right now, you get the wave at the bot lane. Try to maybe even invade over here. There's another 14 seconds until Granite Gaming has a hero back. It's another item for you. Easy peasy. It's a disaster for Granite Gaming. This is a horrible spot to be in.
And the best part, too, is all these heroics lining up for Method 2. When they get that 20 and the Protector, they'll be able to get aggressive. The Durance of Hate will be available, too.
Here's the issue, though. Can you end? Because rotating topside is going to be a bit weird since there's still forts everywhere. But if you go through bot lane, you're going to get the keep for sure. But can you actually end here?
Fort is easy peasy. So you can definitely take out that fort. You open up that keep wall. It comes down to a lockdown, which they have ample lockdown, right? You get Maiev to go for the aggressive play. If he gets in trouble, come to the Protector, get the shields up. They can definitely make a play for it. It's just a matter of Granite Gaming can play safe enough. 17.5 minutes. If this Protector does get to core with about half HP, 3/4 HP, I can see it ending.
Yeah, I want to just see which path they take. Because, I mean, in theory, you have 1.5 minutes. Are you trying to just walk topside and end top?
I think so, actually,
It looks like it, yeah.
You get bottom lane pushing in, too.
Can even move through the middle if you want to. There's only
don't risk the
the
damage.
fort left, yeah. They're already trying to intercept it.
The rest of Method's pushing the top lane, too.
Protect already running away.
They're set up in this bush already.
Yeah. All right. Johanna locked down. Yeah, they're going to try and end this here. 1 minute left. Half a minute gone already.
Protect the Protector. Wolfjo. Glove about to come out. It's up in 2 seconds here. The Durance of Hate connects on Nande. Nande unable to get away, and Nande taken out.
Yeah, that 20 was fantastic. Going for that, that was actually like great from AD already. Trying to make sure that they get the kill. They do. Johanna is down. And now we're seeing them just go straight for that core. 40 seconds left. The bunker evaporates the second it gets dropped onto the ground. And here comes Method, trying to make the play. Darkmonk is low. There's no bunker available. The Stay a While Listen does nothing. Down he goes. 3 for the defense. And this looks more and more as Granite Gaming would go down against Method, who want to go up in the playoffs to face off against the leftovers.
Brawl just completely blown up. And finally, the core will fall. Method grabs the 3-1 over Granite Gaming. And they will be going to face off against leftovers tomorrow for our playoffs.
Method a lot stronger. Coming out of the slump a little bit. I'm not quite sure if the performance of today would also help them to take down the leftovers of Fnatic, but it's a first step in the right direction, and it's a big step at that compared to the performance in the past few weeks.
Gotta shout out Athero, though, looking great in the side lane. I mean, even this game, putting out the most damage for his team on Thrall, really delivering today when it came to the victories and helping again #1 secure a couple kills on Tuma, Spider Queen. Method, looking great, but can they keep up steam throughout the entire weekend? That is a major goal for them.
Yeah, but again, it's a big step into the right direction. It's exactly what you need to start with for your own confidence. Also to say, okay, we're kind of back. We're getting back there. We can still do it. Few things, coordination sometimes with abilities was still a little bit off. There's other things to work at too, but that was heaps better than the past few weeks. Like, no doubt about that. I mean, again, keep in mind, last time they faced off against Granite, they lost without taking him up.
Exactly. And with that being said about Granite Gaming, showing a lot of growth in this season when it comes to the HGC, Minecraft and Rayboss proved to be very valuable pickups for them. So we'll be seeing more of them in 2019, but their season is finished here. They'll be going into the offseason to prepare for any roster swaps that might be happening, or of course to prepare for the year next year. But congratulations to them for being able to get through and not have to go through the Crucible, as they have continued to grow as a team as well.
I mean, we're going to see, I would expect that after BlizzCon, we're going to see a lot of roster swaps again. It's the old story. If you have the top teams changing their lineup, then it's a trickle-down effect, because the top teams can always approach any team below them, basically, and say, listen, we need someone. Do you want to come in? And then, of course, is the question, and then it just like gets added. And with already JPL saying that he's going to retire after BlizzCon, you know Dignitas needs to fill a spot, so there is going to be effect that will If I had something to throw, I would. So you already know are going to be a lot of changes.
Well, let's go ahead and focus on the playoffs here as we had Bad Benny and crew just earn a big victory. Bad Benny, I haven't seen you in weeks, man. Congratulations on your big win today. I got to ask you, is Method back?
Nah, I don't think so. But we're doing better at least.
Always honest, man. I appreciate that about you.
Yeah, it felt really good to win today. We played better than we expected, I think, a bit, because it hasn't been going the best for us recently, both in HGC and scrims.
Let me go ahead and ask you about that,
yeah.
actually. Coming in today, how was your mindset with knowing that your Phase 2 Part 2 hasn't been the greatest success story for you guys? Did you just focus on this weekend only, or have you completely just forgotten about the last couple of weeks? How did you come in, mindset-wise, for the playoffs?
I think our mindset right now is that we have absolutely nothing to lose.
Okay.
Like before, it was extra tilting because we viewed ourselves as the better team in a lot of scenarios, and that hurt our confidence when we didn't manage to get the results. And I mean, that's not the reason why we played bad in the first place, but that's another story. But I think right now, for the rest of the players as well, we view ourselves as the underdog, like both going into leftovers, and if we would beat them going into Fnatic. Yeah, nothing to lose, basically.
Okay, awesome. I'll send you over to Caldor. Thank you.
Well, so first of all, congratulations to the victory today. It was great seeing you guys with a bit more synergy again and getting the results there. But there were also a few moments, though, where that synergy didn't really work out. And one of the things that was a bit symptomatic for me, which always surprised me, is especially when you guys are running a Diablo and Tyrande comp, these stuns into stuns just don't work out for you. You have a 3-lane gank at the bot lane, and you guys don't coordinate that properly. What's the reason for that? Like, back in the days, like, I mentioned that during the cast, like 2 years ago, when Diablo Tyrande was like the thing, that was practiced over and over again. But it feels like oftentimes either Curson throws out the stun too early, he doesn't wait for you to flip, or you guys don't communicate when he should use the stun. Where does these small problems come from that could have actually gotten you a lot of kills through the entire match?
I don't really have a good answer to that, honestly. It just, like, I think it's something we talked about most of the time, and I call when I do my stuff, but either it's a bit unclear what I want to do, or person just misses it, I don't know. But it's like an unfortunate circumstance.
I mean, you already showed great improvement from the past few weeks to today. How much do you feel like that win is going to help you guys to tighten up on these small things heading into the next match tomorrow? Because I can totally see that creates a bit of momentum for you guys, where you say, like, finally, we're winning again. We can still do it, because nobody's doubting that you guys on an individual basis have all the skills you need to make a great playoff run. It's just a question, how does it work mentality-wise and from a synergy? So how much momentum do you guys feel you are going to take from that win today, or what do you personally think about that?
Overall momentum, I think it's really good for us, because it's I mean, we needed a boost in both confidence and momentum, and winning now was of course it. But I'm not sure how much it will impact the individual, like, small synergy things. I'm not sure if that will be changed until tomorrow. I mean, hopefully, but it's just something that things are not always going to be on point, and we can't expect it to be like that, change that fast, kind of. So
either way, it was great seeing you guys win today again and doing well. It was a pleasure. We got worried about all of you, so cool to see that. And I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm going to look forward to the match against the Leftovers. So yeah, thank you very much.
Speaking about tomorrow, you got any last-minute words for us to get excited for that match as you guys prepare to face off against Leftovers?
So I've seen Mopsio got a lot of new Twitch emotes, and one of them is Mopsio Smurf. And all I gotta say is I'm gonna Mopsio Smurf on you.
Dang, gauntlet has been thrown. Well, all right, thank you so much, Bad Benny. The spotlight is on you for shoutouts, so let's hear them.
I'm so awkward. Shout out to my team for winning today, and the Method for sponsoring us. And yeah, good luck tomorrow. Leftovers, I guess.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to tomorrow's match. That's right. Method will be taking on Leftovers. Winner will go on to face off against Fnatic on Sunday.